I've made $100,000 as a 22-year-old just from making YouTube videos. And I'm going to show you the exact strategy I used so that you can do the same. Hi, I'm James, and I run a ton of YouTube channels where I post videos every day. And most people think YouTube success is just luck, but I can tell you for sure that getting views is a skill that you can replicate on any channel. And more importantly, posting videos is more than just a hobby. You can make it a business if you want it to be. But before I even explain anything, why am I even making this video? Am I trying to sell you a course? No. Honestly, I just love talking about YouTube, and that's why I made this channel in the first place, so I can share everything that I've learned with like-minded people, or just anyone who wants to make money. And actually, this is my first video on this channel, so if you learned something, subscribe. Okay, so how do you even go about making $100,000 or even just $10,000 from YouTube? Basic answer, you need a ton of views. How many views exactly? Well, it depends. For a long form video, you can expect anywhere from $2 to $5 per thousand views on a gaming video. And for a gaming short, it's gonna be more like 10 cents per thousand views. I say gaming specifically because the niche or type of videos you make is very impactful for how much money you're gonna get per view. Some examples of niches are like gaming content, fitness, you got tech, or even just finance content. And if you're making videos for an audience like tech or finance, where you have people more willing to spend money on expensive things compared to a kid just watching a Roblox video, then obviously the advertisers paying for ads on your video are going to be paying you more. Basically, your niche heavily impacts how much money you get per view. And on top of this, the country your viewers are from can make a giant difference. For example, I get 3 times the money per view from American viewers who have the highest spending power than, say, Philippines viewers. However, balancing your maximum views with viewers from countries who pay you more, money is a trade-off. Because if you make videos for the largest audience, this is my depiction of the Earth and America. If you make videos for the largest audience, then you're gonna get a more global audience that isn't from, higher spending countries such as America. So you can get more views theoretically, but your RPM, or revenue per thousand views, is gonna go down. But if you just target Americans by talking English in your video, then you will get more money per view at the cost of less views overall, since non-English speakers are not gonna watch. So you might be wondering which strategy is better, going for more views overall, or just a higher RPM. Honestly, either way can work really good, and I actually use both of these across different channels depending on the niche. If we look at one of my channels in the Roblox niche, my average shorts RPM is about 10 cents USD. This is actually a pretty low RPM since these videos are targeted for kids, and I have a low American audience percent, as you can see on the right. It's almost Philippines majority. But say we got 100 million views, this month. You technically can only count half of those as what YouTube calls engaged views, which is what they actually pay for. I know it's kind of dumb, but basically divide 100 million views by 2, you get 50 million engaged views. Divide this by 1,000 because it's RPM per 1,000 views, you get 50,000 times the RPM of 10 cents. Basically what this means is for 100 million shorts views with a 10-cent RPM, you're making $5,000. Now you might be thinking, only 5K for 100 million views? That doesn't even make 10K. Yes, that is correct. And like I mentioned, this is because of the lower RPM since it's on a Roblox channel. Now, when I had my first 100 million view month from this channel, I was excited to get rich, but you see, expecting anything crazy from just one channel was a mistake. And what I'm about to tell you is probably the #1 biggest game changer that allowed me to actually scale to $100,000 in revenue. It's actually pretty obvious, just make more channels. If you have multiple sources of income, you can literally multiply your income. And we'll get into how I manage multiple channels later, but right now you're probably just gonna start with one single channel and are still wondering, how do you even get views? Welcome to the part of the video where the real sauce begins, so pay attention. Honestly, I would just even write notes because this is how you crack the algorithm. If I were to try to get 1 million views from just posting whatever I felt like, I would fail. I would probably never get there actually because the YouTube algorithm, the most basic way I can explain it is YouTube wants its creators to keep viewers on the platform as long as possible, so they'll see more ads and make more money for the company and for you. So if you make videos that keep people watching longer, you will get more views because YouTube trusts you to get them to see more ads, and then they have more money to pay you. By the way, this applies to any social media platform, but this is one of the biggest takeaways from the video, so remember, just make engaging content. But how do you actually make an engaging video? I have good news for you. You don't need to reinvent the wheel to go viral. All you need is a good video format, one that's been proven to get views already. But what is a video format? Basically, it's the way a video is set up, such as the conflict, the emotion it evokes, or even just something like a trend can be a format. So what I do to come up with a good shorts format is something I call the grab and twist method. I know that sounds super sus, but let me explain. What I do is just either scroll YouTube or find some of the biggest creators, such as Mr. Beast here, and see which of their videos are doing the best, getting billions of views even. If we think about this on an intuitive level, there's a reason why these videos did so well. I mean, no matter what the video's about or what niche it's in, the one thing that's guaranteed about all these videos is that they'll have a good format that keep people engaged. And that's why these videos get so many views. Mr. Beast just has good formats. So once you know the format and how they made the video so engaging, you can actually just take that format and apply it to any niche that you want to make. And just use your own characters, your own music, and change some things. So it's now an original video, but with a good format. If this is still confusing at all, here's an example of how I actually used this method. So this is my friend AJ the Bold. He became super popular from his Minecraft shorts, where the format is revenge. Getting revenge for a friend, his dog, whatever. His video format is getting revenge. And since this format has consistently got him tons of views, I mean, look, 69 million, 50, 49, it's a lot of views. I know that this format can work in other niches too. So this is exactly what I did. I just used the same format, but in Roblox. See the grab and twist method there? Grab his format and just twist it into my own idea or into my own game. So basically all I did was follow the revenge format. You can watch some of these videos. They're pretty simple. And since I noticed nobody in my entire niche of Roblox was doing a revenge video yet, I could be the first and basically get all the views. And that's just the skill of recognizing when there is kind of a market gap for something, or in other words, when there's a lot of demand for something but not a lot of supply or creators making the videos. That's something I learned in marketing classes, but honestly I just learned it intuitively from making YouTube videos too. And being able to find these market gaps before anyone else is actually what's allowed people to blow up so much that they've made millions of dollars from doing this. For example, I know some YouTubers who made channels about the Diddy situation from earlier this year, because that was huge. And since they were the first ones to cover that topic with good formats already in mind, they were able to capitalize on that market gap because there's a lot of demand, a lot of people wanting to know about the Diddy situation, but if you were first, you can get all the views yourself. So yeah, that's why having good video formats in mind is really important. Now, we've talked about how the algorithm works, and we've also talked about how to get good formats that are proven to work. The next step you need to do is actually choose a niche to start going into and studying the biggest creators in it. To study creators in your niche, basically just type in your niche, so we'll say like Minecraft, into YouTube, and then you just start scrolling until you find, some big channels that are consistently getting views. All these guys could be stuff you study if you're in like the Minecraft SMP niche, for example. But a tool that I use for this to make things way faster is called viewstats.com. This was actually made by Mr. Beast, so you know it's good. And it lets you just see basically all the top channels every day. Who's getting the most views every day? You can also change it to the last month. You can filter it by country or even by niche. So we can see the top, top channels every day, who's getting the most views or the most subscribers in America in gaming. That's really useful for market research. But anyways, these channels are actually competitors to you because you're technically fighting for views with them. But you can also learn how they're getting all the views so you can take inspiration from them as well. Things like their video format, the trends they're using, their editing style, or just the music or sound effects that are popular in the niche. And once you've done a bit of studying to find out what everyone else is doing to get views, you should have a good idea on the popular formats competitors are using that you can use for yourself in your own new way. Which brings us to the next step. You actually gotta make videos. If you've never made videos before, you're gonna need to learn how to edit, which honestly doesn't have to be that hard. I mean, my Roblox channel literally just has cuts, zooms, and some sound effects, and it got over 100 million views last month. But practice making videos, and the more you make, the more comfortable you become making them. But say you do know how to do basic video editing already, I would just recommend posting at least one short every day in your niche that you choose to get into the routine of consistency, and this will also help you get faster at editing and see ways your videos might be able to be improved by comparing it to your competitors, allowing you to make tweaks and just get better and more views. So my biggest takeaways on how to get views is use good formats that are already proven to work, study the competition to see why they're doing so good, make sure you use engaging content by, just making a good video, use a lot of sound effects, a lot of editing, whatever. And then lastly, post consistently to ensure you improve engagement with each video. So now you know the basic strategy on how to get views. even if I explained it really fast. That's everything that I think about. And now we need to talk about how to theoretically scale your business to multiple channels, because it's going to be pretty hard to make even 10K a month with just one channel. The first thing you need to ask yourself is, how much do you want YouTube to work out? Are you willing to put 16 hours of work in every day for months consistently, studying competition and uploading without fail? Or are you just going to give up after 1 month? Do you need to make this work in order to survive? Well, the good thing is there's no limits to how much you have to do. And with YouTube, you can make it as easy or as hard as you want it to be. The more views you get, the more money you get. You have your own schedule, no boss. That's why I like it. But the hard part is testing out how far you can actually push yourself to achieve these goals. And I say all this because when I started cutting out things that weren't actually helping me achieve my goal to make 100K in revenue, I found that I had way more time to actually work towards it. Number one biggest tip for this, just don't doom scroll on social media ever. Trust me, just don't do it. Like, if I doom scrolled Instagram an hour a day, I would not be able to run the amount of channels that I do and have them all be getting views consistently. Now, I still use social media to research competitors and trending videos, obviously, but there's a difference between actively watching to gain knowledge and pointlessly watching whatever your feed shows you. Realize the difference. Also, cutting out video games was a huge time saver, and honestly, if you want to make as much money as possible, I would also do the same. Now, how do you actually run multiple channels at once? Well, long story short, automation. If you have a team of people making videos for you automatically, then all you have to do is be the manager and direct the workflow of everything. Now, not everyone's going to be at a point to hire other people to outsource work for them, but it really does make the difference between doing YouTube as a hobby and actually turning it into a business empire. I mean, you're basically becoming a business owner. And the most profitable people I know who have made millions of dollars from YouTube all have teams of people working under them. A basic video automation team is going to consist of a scriptwriter, a video editor, and a voice artist. Unless you use AI, which is what I do for some channels. And you can scale this a lot more. I know some people who literally have hundreds of freelance workers across several teams and channels, so yeah, you can go as far as you want with this. I wasn't kidding when I said YouTube can be a business, and it's actually what the top players in the game are all doing. One of the biggest channels on YouTube right now makes like $7 million per month. They have a physical office in Vietnam with like dozens of people who do the editing, scripting, and voiceovers in person, just like a 9-to-5 job. It's kind of insane the point of YouTube we're at right now. But my point is, if you want to scale as much as possible, automation is the path. And if you can get that far, then you might just make $100,000 one day from just YouTube. I hope you guys learned something this video. If you did, please subscribe, because I will be dropping more free sauce on this channel in the future. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I'll probably answer most of them. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.